Welcome to Lights, Camera and Cricket. It's been a little over 24 hours since the Indian squad for the T20 World Cup was announced. 15 players, 4 travelling reserves. But there is one name in particular that is making all the buzz. Rinku Singh's exclusion from the 15 has meant that he has been dropped to the reserves list, which has led to a lot of raised eyebrows. The debate sparks from the fact that he has been scintillating in international T20Is. His numbers are testament to that. In 15 T20 matches that he's played for India so far, in the 11 innings that he's got the opportunity to bat, he has scored 356 runs at a mind-boggling strike rate of 176. Remember, this despite the fact that he usually bats at the number 6 or the number 7 position, a position where consistency is very difficult to achieve. Yet, his average of 89 suggests that he has achieved the near impossible. To add to that is his impressive strike rate, which makes him a T20 beast, a rare commodity in Indian cricket in a batting lineup that plays according to convention, shuttling between a strike rate of 130 to 160. The absence of Rinku in the 15 has prompted many experts to cast their worries.
सबसे बड़ी जो खबर मुझे नजर आई है उसमें रिंकू सिंह का नाम नहीं है। 176 का स्ट्राइक रेट, औसत कमाल का, मैचेस भी जिता है भाई लड़के ने, इंडिया के लिए मैच जिता है। अभी ज्यादा मैचेस मिले नहीं आईपीएल में, उस बेसिस पे उसको टीम में जगह नहीं मिली। ये मेरे लिए बड़ा सरप्राइज है, क्योंकि एक तरफ आप स्टेबिलिटी देना चाहते हो हार्दिक पांड्या को वाइस कैप्टन बना के, इसलिए कि वो इंडिया का कप्तान था थोड़े टाइम पहले, लेकिन अभी परफॉर्मेंस नहीं है, पर हम स्टेबिलिटी देना चाहते हैं। तो वहां पे तो आपने स्टेबिलिटी दे दी, जो ठीक भी है। फिर रिंकू सिंह को भी तो स्टेबिलिटी दो ना भाई। इंडियन टीम के लिए परफॉर्म किया था, ऐसा नहीं था कि वो इंडियन टीम के लिए परफॉर्म नहीं किया था।
रिंकू सिंह रिजर्व में है। रिंकू सिंह मुझे लगता था कि उनको टीम में लेना चाहिए, बट उनको टीम में नहीं लिया गया है। तो ये थोड़ा सा मुझे लगता है कि एक ऐसा खिलाड़ी जो गेम चेंज कर सकता है अपने दम पे, वो खिलाड़ी मिस आउट हुआ है अगर कोई, तो वो रिंकू सिंह है।
मैं तो सर्टन था कि रिंकू सिंह जाने ही जाने वाला था इस वर्ल्ड कप, क्योंकि जिस तरह से आईपीएल में पिछले 2-3 सालों से प्रदर्शन हुआ है, जिस तरह से इंडिया के लिए प्रदर्शन हुआ है, जिस तरह से वो खेलते हैं, मेरे लिए तो सर्टेनिटी थे।
I really feel for Rinku Singh because I think he's a super player and he deserves every opportunity that comes his way. He's had a difficult IPL purely because of opportunity, not because of form. And we've used this term before in this program around he's not out of form, he's out of runs. The way I see it is the selectors, it had nothing to do with form. It had everything to do with the fact that Dubé can bowl. If Rinku Singh could bowl, if they're identical cricketers, is at left-hand middle order batters, the powerhouse players that both bowl medium pace part-time, Rinku Singh would be in that squad, the way I see it.
Ambati Rayudu echoed the same sentiment, saying that Rinku's omission shows that stats rule over cricketing sense. Taking a jibe at the selectors, he said that quality of a batter should have been kept in mind rather than the likability of a player on Instagram. That is what was said by Ambati Rayudu. Meanwhile, Navjot Singh Sidhu also took to X to, that is what Ambati Rayudu had said, as we were pointing out a short while ago. I'll just turn my attention to Navjot Singh Sidhu, who also took to X to say that the only finisher who can fill the void left behind by MS Dhoni has been left behind by the BCCI. Some strong words coming in from the experts there. Moving on now, BCCI's decision to omit the swashbuckling batter from the 15 begs the question as to what could be the reason behind him being left out. From the outside, it does seem like Rinku's mixed bag of an IPL season could have gone against him. In the 8 innings that he has featured in the 2024 edition of the Cash-Rich League, Rinku has scored 123 runs at a strike rate of 150. Numbers that don't quite match up to Rinku's high standards, but even then, not bad figures if seen objectively. So, could this be the reason the 5 wise men of Indian cricket decided to leave the KKR batter out of the India squad?
Well, I mean, because maybe his form in this particular edition of the IPL hasn't been great. He hasn't had that many opportunities. Maybe that's the reason why they have not picked him. I don't know the reason, but this Indian team looks a very, very good team, no question about it. It's got plenty of, experience. They've got some real big hitters. They've got a variety in their bowling as well. Looks a very, very good team, this Indian team.
रोहन, कुछ खिलाड़ी ना रेपुटेशन पे जा रहे हैं कि उनकी रेपुटेशन, जैसे सूर्य कुमार यादव है, कि उनकी रेपुटेशन ऐसी यार बहुत खेलते भी हैं, ठीक है उनके दिन खराब हो सकते हैं, आईपीएल में रन नहीं बनाए। रिंकू सिंह भी वैसे ही खिलाड़ी है, बट वो बेचारे यंग हैं, वो एक्सपीरियंस है सूर्य कुमार यादव। बस वो फर्क है कि वो एक्सपीरियंस पे हाथ रखा है भारतीय सिलेक्टरों ने, कि कहा है कि यार यंग है ये तो आगे भी खेल सकते हैं, क्योंकि इस वर्ल्ड कप के बाद, हमने पिछले वर्ल्ड कप के बाद भी यही कही थी कि रोहित और विराट नहीं खेलेंगे, लेकिन इस वर्ल्ड कप के बाद तो मैं श्योरिटी से कह सकता हूँ ये दोनों शायद आपको अगला T20 वर्ल्ड कप खेलते हुए ना नजर आए।
Okay, we've heard from the experts, all echoing the sentiments by the general public. Why is Rinku left out? But we've also heard from another set of experts that have said that probably there is a reason why Rinku has been left out at the moment. Whatever your take on Rinku's exclusion from the squad, here are the reasons why most fans of Indian cricket think that the left-hander was a must during the T20 World Cup. We've got three reasons. And reason number one is that at a time when 200 has become a norm in the game's shortest format, his hard-hitting abilities are a must. A strike rate of 150 sometimes seems below par in the current scenario. So Rinku in that scenario has done better than most others in the Indian team. There's no denying that the Indian team is packed with batters who operate near the 150 strike rate mark, and in such a scenario Rinku brings to the table exactly what the Indian team wants. A batter who operates at a strike rate between 180 to 200.
He's reading him.
Reason number two is Rinku's finishing abilities. Let's imagine this situation. What would India do in case they needed 40 runs in the last 2 overs? Who would they turn to? Yes, they may have a Shivam Dube in their lineup, but what if he has an off day? Can the Indian team afford to have only one finisher in their ranks when most of the other top teams carry with them 2-3 dashers for the end overs? Who can forget Rinku's 5 sixes in an over to win KKR, an impossible game in the 2023 season? Who's going to do that for India in the World Cup? That still remains a question without a Rinku Singh. And reason number three is that he is a proven performer. We've given you a lot of reasons. A lot of times in the past, players have been picked at the back of one good IPL. But with Rinku, if he was picked, that wouldn't have been the case, because he's been a match winner in IPL for 3 seasons now. He's also an experienced player, having made his debut in the 2018 season. Now, his returns with the bat have been similar in the Indian jersey as well, ever since he made his debut in 2023. In short, Rinku is not just a one-season wonder. He clearly has the experience needed for a tournament as big as a T20 World Cup, and has the temperament needed to succeed at the highest level.
They're not out of it quite yet, KKR. What a finish this is.
For now, the squad has been announced, and no matter how hard it may be, one will have to swallow the fact that Rinku is not going to be part of that 15. But that's not to say that there is no way that he can not feature in the 15. Remember, the BCCI has time till May the 25th to make changes to the squad. But if they decide against bringing a Rinku at the last moment, chances of which are very high, then the only way Rinku makes it is if a player gets injured during the course of the tournament. That's all that we have in today's segment. We'll be back tomorrow with more news from Indian cricket, from the Indian Premier League.